Yo, what is up, my friends? So I'm wringing my hands, but it's not that cold out here. Not that cold this morning. So I think, what are we now? We are within the week of Halloween. It's coming to a close, and I have exactly 3 more of these Cornell Diehl to get through. So the big surprise is, and I think I mentioned this in one of the other videos, the Great Old Ones. What do they call them? The Old Ones blends. The special small batch one of them called From Beyond just dropped again. So I know you go out there and get it. You can find it. It's being advertised everywhere. So I think you're probably gonna see a lot of videos about these if I had to guess in the coming days. But my own included. So this is pretty new. This is not even a year old. So today we're looking at the Old Ones blends. I'm walking through each one of them. I'll kind of recap what we've looked at so far. So the first video was for Dreams of Kadath. What can I say about that one? I really like it personally, but it's an acquired taste. It's funky. It's got lots going on. I would say there's probably almost certainly some kind of topping on it, but I wouldn't consider it an aromatic. It's very Perique heavy and very Katerini heavy. I'm going to do a lot better at getting these words right. One thing you'll learn if you watch these videos long enough is the only thing more awkward than the way I walk is the way I talk. So I will fumble and mess stuff up all the time. So that was Dreams of Kadath. Great. Would I ever get it again? I'm not sure. It's really good. It's very much a me type of thing. Taste, style, all that. I wish it was a little less topped. I'm not sure. Like I'm almost certain there's a topping or a casing in there. I'm thinking it's probably a topping, but I wish it was a little less. So I think what I'm going to do is put it away. I've got it in a jar. You all saw the jar. I'm going to leave it in there and maybe revisit it spooky time next year. Or the next time I get the urge to read, something cosmic horror or something. The other thing I'll say is it is a plug. They bill it as a cake, but after I opened it and did the video, I went back to it and I was like, this is not a cake. When you tear it off, it's whole leaves. There's not a, it's not like a pre-cut ribbon that's or formed into a cake or whatever, like a crumble cake. You have to get that off of there, or break it off in chunks and then shred it. You can't just rub it out. You have to shred it yourself. So that's the only thing I'll say is that it's a little, it's work, right? And 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't always feel like doing work to prepare my first pipe. The second one we looked at was Awakened Elder cigar blend. Has that castory leaf in it, front and forward. It's a little smoky. I don't remember if there's Katerini in there or not. So I can't remember. The other thing I'll say about the Dreams of Kadath, dark fried Kentucky in there. It's there. You can definitely taste it. You can definitely smell it. Yeah. Okay. So, but the Awakened Elder, like I said, cigar leaf. If you like cigar blends, it's very good. I think it's an all-day smoke. It's one that I will almost certainly be coming back to a lot. Just because it's an all-day, anytime smoke, despite being, one of these Old Ones blends and having some crazy ingredients. So, fun. It's fun. I like it. Is it knock your socks off? Probably not. It's a little dry, but it's smoky and spicy. Good fall, fall smoke, I think. What was the third one that we looked at? Oh, Visions of Cellophase. So, Visions of Cellophase. I did decide to go back and read some of the Randolph Carter books, like The Silver Key and the Dream Quest, The Unknown Kadath. I finally remembered the name. So I went back and I read through some of those. They're a little better than I thought. It's kind of funny. They predate things like Tolkien, and I know a lot of people who are into the whole Tolkien thing. And I, big Middle Earth fan myself, read all the books. I even have the Silmarillion. I have not read it, but I should. One of these days I will. I've heard it's a doozy. But, yeah, so Visions of Cellophase. your mileage may vary. It's another one of those ones where I think the underlying tobacco is really good and really interesting. It's the same stuff that's in all these other blends. They all have that either Castries and Katerini, some Oriental blend, plus Latakia, Perique, and Virginia Burley, with maybe smaller or larger variations or whatever in there. So they all have that sort of theme to them of the Castries and Katerini, depending on whether they're going to be a dry or a wet smoke. Visions of Cellophase is just too much topping. It's crazy. It is, out of all of the ones that I've looked at so far, it is very aromatic. It is clearly in that aromatic category, and it is very, very grapey. I mean, like purple Kool-Aid grapey. It's just too flavored for me, personally. Once you smoke the bowl, if you put it in a big bowl and you smoke it down about halfway, a lot of the topping, I think, burns off. And what you're left with is this very perfumey, very incensey stuff that has that Castries leaf, the cigar leaf, really heavy. But then I always think to myself, well, then I would rather just have the Great Old One, or the whatever it's called, Awakened Elder, because it's a lot of the same ingredients, but it also has that Latakia oomph to it, with the smoky smell, which I prefer more. So that's another one I think I'll put in the cellar and let it sit for a year and come back this time next year, and hopefully some of that topping. Aromatics tend to, when you age them, tend to settle down a little bit with the topping flavor. So if you really like aromatics, it's probably your favorite of the whole ones. If you don't like aromatics, I'm not sure you would enjoy it. I personally, I do think it's pretty good. It's fun, but man, that purple grape Kool-Aid, it's just not what I look for in a smoke. I don't want like a juice box while I'm smoking my pipe. I don't know. Kind of how I feel about it. But the last one I looked at was Miskatonic Mixture. Miskatonic Mixture was a pretty bog standard burley blend, I think. With it had some other stuff in it. Virginia may have had Cavendish in it. I can't remember. Because if I read the ingredients here, it says granulated Perique over a bed of Katerini and Virginia, finished with a dash of Black Cavendish. But its claim is that it has granulated Perique in it, and you can definitely smell it in the tin. It's not like the other ones, Perique heavy, that spicy, sour funk kind of smell. But it's there. But when you smoke it, you don't get a whole lot of it. You get very much burley, and it's good. I think it's good. I think it's a all-day smoke. I think I would put it into a rotation. I don't think I'll buy it all the time. But yeah, I have found myself going back to it mostly when I can't decide what I want. It's like, hey, that's a pretty good. Hey, it's just a good smoke. It's not too strong, not too much going on. So I like it. It's interesting. It's cool. The theme makes me smile. So I don't know. I like it. The last one, not the last one. We've got Innsmouth, and then we've got the new one, From Beyond, and then we have Mad Fiddler Flake. I'm really excited to try that one. So we're going to look at Innsmouth. Now me, like a chucklehead, I couldn't remember the name of the book. It's Shadow over Innsmouth. And again, like from the previous video, it's probably the single most popular work next to Call of Cthulhu. If you know a Lovecraft story, it's probably this one. Call of Cthulhu doesn't really have much of a story. There's like a through line to it, and there's a plot, kind of, sort of. But Innsmouth is like a story. It's an actual story. It's about a guy who visits a small coastal town, finds out that it has this heritage of gold, but nobody knows where the gold comes from. And the explanation that the narrator discovers is that there were pirates, I know, right? Like pirates off the coast of New England, and they found some, what they claimed was like a strange tribe. It wasn't a tribe of people, and those people led them to some buried treasure. I won't give away the secret of it, but you know, it's fish frog people, fish frog people from the bottom of the ocean, talking to pirates and making gold. So anyway, really cool story. Like I said, it's classic. There's so many video games based off of it. The Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, awesome game on the original Xbox. What I misnamed this book actually was the Innsmouth case. The Innsmouth case is a video game also, but I think they call them like visual novels, but to be honest, there's really not much visuals in it either. It's really just a digital book that you play through, and it like choose your own ending sort of things. But it's a detective looking for someone in Innsmouth, and depending on how you play the story, you get various different endings, like over 30 different endings. So it only takes you about an hour to read a chapter, but each chapter is basically just a different ending. And the idea is you keep playing it until you finally rescue the girl. And it's a funny book, so it's humorous. It's quite funny actually. I went back and played a chapter again last night. I was like, oh yeah, that's what this is, and I chuckled the whole way through it. So it's pretty funny. But Innsmouth. All right, let's take a look. What does the tin say? Virginia's first list in the ingredients. Katerini. All right. So now we're talking about that fruity sour Oriental. Perique, more funky, fruity, spicy even, and Black Cavendish. So it specifically says Black Cavendish. So I'm expecting the Cavendish as the last ingredient, probably just to be there to round out the rough edges, smooth it out, and add tiny bit of sweetness. But with that Virginia forward, I'm really excited about this. I didn't think I would, but I think with the Virginia, Katerini, and Perique, the Katerini you would say maybe Oriental, but I don't. It depends on how much of a star it is, because none of the other ingredients to me are English. That makes sense. With the Virginia and the Perique, I'm expecting a vapor, which means I'm expecting to be very happy with this. So we'll see. Open this up. I have not opened it. Crack that open. So one thing you never get with these Cornell Diehl tins is the European style tin. You know, I always like that. You get, but so I don't smell anything right away. It's crammed in there though. Oh, right away, golden Virginia. Whew. Bright, super bright, bright and fruity hay grass. Tried to do my best to maybe show some of it in here, but very gold, very bright. There's just the tiniest hint of Black Cavendish in there. It's not like the big goopy blobs you see in aromatics. Definitely get that Katerini. Honey. Almost like, you ever go apple picking in the fall? When you walk through the orchard, some of the apples have already fallen and have started to ferment, and you walk through it and you get that waft of the hay and the grass on the farm and the orchard mixed with the funky apples and the crisp, clear autumn air. That's this. Floral, honey, grass, hay. Bright, citrusy. Definitely like a pinch of lemon. Just a pinch, or even like apple instead of lemon. Fruity. Not sour apple like Cellophase had that. The Visions of Cellophase has that artificial grape flavor. Not that. This is like actual apple, if I could get it right. So I don't know if this has a topping on it or not. It doesn't smell super sweet, and it's fairly dry. Like the tobacco itself is moist, but it doesn't look wet and, you know, kind of gloopy like aromatics can sometimes. So let's get this rolling. I once again have my esoteric Peterson church warden principle rusticated Yeah, this is what I've been smoking all of these with. So just trying to keep it consistent, you know, so I can't say it was the pipe giving me a bad experience or anything. Make sure I got my tools here. And yeah, let's get this rolling. I am excited. This screams Mitch. Alright, gravity, push set it. Pretty full already. It is really tightly packed in here. It's a dense ribbon. Okay, I think we're good. I could probably fill that a little bit. It's all gonna fall out, I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. Mm-hmm. Well, lights, no problem. Yeah, definitely Virginia. This is for the Virginia Vapor fans. No burley either, which is nice because I feel like sometimes like my favorite tobaccos are navy blends. The Gowith, Mac Baren Navy Flake, so on and so forth. Royal Yacht, things like that. I know it's not a navy, but it's got the plum instead of the rum. But plum rum, whatever. But so many of those, the Mac Baren one especially, I really like the Mac Baren Navy Flake. But they always have burley in them, and sometimes I feel like the burley overpowers the Virginia, because Virginias can be fairly subtle. Not that I don't like burley, I actually do enjoy burley, but sometimes I think it's just too much. I want more grass, hay, citrus, less woody, nutty. Sometimes. You know, sometimes I don't want that. But so I just talked, you know, for like 30 seconds, came back to it, you know, heated right back up. Awesome. Honey. Smoked honey. A lot of that grassy hay, bright fun. I like this. Yeah, apple. I'm getting some baking spice too. There might be some spice topping in there. I'm gonna cover this up. It doesn't dry out while I'm sitting here. There might be some spice in there, like baking spice. Just the faintest hint of like apple pie. This is a good autumn one. I'm smiling. I'm smiling. I like it. yeah, vapor fans, Virginia fans, this is your one. In that line, this is the one for you. I still got, like I said, I still got 2 more to go, so the others might surprise me even more, but really excited for that Mad Fiddler Flake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, honey apple pie. Just reminds me of, I don't know. I know I'm in the garage again. I'll probably be in the garage a lot for the next while, but imagine I'm imagining sitting here, on a farm, rolling hills, somewhere in Kentucky or Eastern Ohio, Cumberlands or something, and apples, rolling hills, hay bales, maybe a little fire going or something. Yeah, yeah. No problem at all keeping that lit either. It's going good, nice and steady, burning really evenly in there. Moisture is just about perfect for me. No gurgle or anything, even though it's a little chilly out here. Um, Sorry, I do have a space heater on too, so if you hear like a rattling or something in the background, that's definitely what that is. Yeah. So I'll chat with you for a minute. One thing I'm going to start doing for the rest of these videos, I should have been doing this before, but I'm going to smoke this down, turn the camera off, and then come back towards the end of the bowl and let you know if anything changed or evolved or anything at all. But I did want to just thank everybody that is watching these. I promise I will never ask you to like and subscribe. That's not my deal. This is not what this is for. This is just fun for me to talk about things that I like, and hopefully someone else watches it and is inspired to do something they like. I also am just trying to be real. This is just me. I'm not pretending to be an expert in anything. I will get things wrong all the time, and I will try to correct myself either on screen during the review process or later in another video. I don't use a script. This is just me. I'm not going to overact for you or pretend or be overly pretentious or anything like that. As these videos go on, if you stick around and you watch them, maybe you'll get to know me a little. Maybe I'll get to know you in the comments or something. Aaron will be around too. Aaron is my colleague. Might not be as many videos as Aaron. I'll try to convince him later to do more, but he's doing all the editing and everything. So the quality of the videos is 100% him. He's amazing. I'm thrilled to just watch him do that. I like it because it's not in my wheelhouse. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. The countdown is on. Halloween is almost here, and I've got 2 more, Mad Fiddler Flake and From Beyond, or whatever. So anyway, I'll catch you in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm back. You can see. Still got some life left in this bowl. 2 things I want to talk about. I'll talk first sort of about what happened here. So I used to be sort of into this, but I haven't bought like blending tobaccos in a long time. So it's making me want to get back into that again. But there's this thing that cigar rollers, like professional cigar makers do, where if you have the whole cigar, at the beginning where you light it, they'll put really delicate tobaccos, things that you want to get fresh, and then at the end they'll start putting more robust things in there. And what happens is that delicate tobacco that has more perfumey, lighter things, and I might be doing this backwards, I'm trying to remember, this has been a long time ago. So if there's any cigar makers in there, people who are more educated on cigars, you can let me know how this actually goes. But as you go down, you start to change the type of tobaccos that are in the cigar. And what happens is as you smoke, that flavor sort of inoculates the rest of the cigar, so that as you're smoking it, the flavor profile changes and intensifies as it goes. That is a thing I used to like to try to replicate in my bowl. So I would put something, robust in the bottom, maybe with not a lot of its own character, but is robust and full. And then at the top, I would put stuff that had more delicate flavors and aromas, so that as I smoked down, theoretically, they would flavor that bottom stuff, and the bowl would get more intense as it went and more flavorful as it went down. That's what this tobacco reminds me of, and that's something you get with ribbon cuts sometimes. Is you get a bunch of this at the top, and maybe you grabbed more of this here, and as it the cherry reaches different spots, it takes on different characteristics. But more and more of that baking spice kind of came out, and that honey apple flavor kind of came out, and it did intensify as that bowl got nice and warm. So yeah, great. I got nothing bad to say about this. This is one that I could see myself buying and adding to a rotation. Maybe getting a couple tins of it and throwing it in a jar just to have and to age. I also think this would get better with age, as those flavors start to mellow out and intensify, like the Perique especially. I would love to see that kind of intensify in there. If I had some blending Perique, it might be something I add a little bit to, in the spirit of that, adding to things. So yeah, I love this. I would come back to this many, many times. It's nice and subtle, all day smoke. Is it gonna knock your socks off? No, probably not. For the veteran smokers out there, this is probably every day. Like you used to this. There's nothing here that's gonna surprise you. But it is unique. I would give it that. I do like this a lot. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Second thing I wanted to say is I wanted to kind of revisit that topic of cellophase, visions of cellophase. This is going to be a contentious one for me because I'm grappling with it still. But all I wanted to say is I think I said something like, I don't want to drink a juice box when I'm smoking my pipe. That's just me. If you like drinking a juice box while smoking your pipe, freaking do it. Do it and own that, because I think that's cool as hell. I'm an older millennial, probably a zennial, I guess is what you would call it. But I was thinking in my head as I was, smoking this and pontificating on it and thinking back on what I said and what I might change, how I might, just being mindful and aware of the things I'm saying. What I thought was, man, I would love to see a video someday of some, Gen Z person, Gen Alpha person or something, sitting by a pool, sipping a Cosmo with their tie-dye tobacco pipe, smoking some blend called Slurp Juice, and just fucking owning it. Sorry, I cussed if I beeped that out. But I would love that. I think that looks cool. I would love to watch that video. So if you're watching this and that loosely defines you and you think that would be cool content, man, own it. Because that's the future of this hobby, really. Things have to change, if you spend any time in the New Age pipe smokers group, you'll learn quickly that, the concept of a old white dude sitting in a chair with a big beard, like, that's cool. I'm all for tradition. That's what this channel's all about, is just me living that in this crazy world that we live in, and trying to stick to my Appalachian roots, my Irish roots, and, just make sure that part of me is touched and exists in the world, despite me being an IT bro, technically, who sits at a computer all day. This is my escape. This garage is my escape. I come out here, I tinker with my motorcycle, I make stuff out of wood, I smoke a pipe just to, I read a paper book to just, embrace that. But that's not what this has to be. This can be for anyone. Any of this stuff can be for anyone. And I really just want it's not my mission or anything like that with this video. These videos are just about me being true to myself, and sharing that in the hopes that maybe it inspires someone else. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. Just, you be you and own it. and love it, and share it with me so I can watch it too. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you all again. I'll come up with a catchphrase at some point, and you all can tell me if you like it or not. But other than that, just be well, go out there, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.